Right, YouTube, Shadow King Nazu, and we got something to talk about. I was originally going to leave this alone because it's just more of the same. But considering I talked about how Netflix botched up their upcoming live action Resident Evil project, I figured I might as well do this. Just be consistent. So we got some photos from the upcoming new Resident Evil reboot, Resident Evil Welcome to to Raccoon City. And even got some photos. So guess who these two are supposed to be? You might be thinking that looking at the man, this might be Carlos and Claire, and you'd be half right. That is Claire. She's wearing the blue jeans, the red jacket. Her hair's not in a ponytail, but that's not a big deal. But no, that is not Carlos. That is supposed to be Leon S. Kennedy. Yes, Leon S. Kennedy has been race swapped. Super. And we're going to get into the explanation in a bit. But no, this guy looks like Carlos, despite from what I've been hearing, this guy might be Indian or something, so okay, let's just move on. Next we've got the Arkley Mansion, and considering that the last photo was of the Resident Evil 2 Raccoon City Police Department, it looks like this movie is going to be adapting both the first and second game, and the question is, why? Why would you compile both games' story into one movie? Do you think the games were too short on content to make a full-length film for each? Because that's questionable. The smart thing to do would have just been make your first movie about the first game, the Arkley Mansion incident, and make the second game about the outbreak in Raccoon City, and deal with Leon and Claire. But back to the casting, we got Chris Redfield, who honestly I got no problems with. He looks pretty good. He looks exactly how Chris looked in the first game. Got the green vest, decently muscular, but he's not up to his boulder punching strength that he had in Resident Evil 5. Looks very equipped for the military. He's got a lot of patches. Yeah, pretty good Chris. And by process of elimination, this has to be Jill Valentine, who doesn't look all that much like Jill Valentine. Again, another race swap character. The ponytail was a bit different, though then again, there were some footages of her with long hair in the original game's live action footage, so maybe they're going more with that look. Would have been more nice if the outfit resembled what it looked like in the first game. And I'm assuming this is supposed to be Albert Wesker, who you wouldn't be able to tell this is Wesker. If anything, this looks more like his son from Resident Evil 6. I mean, he doesn't have the suave hair. He's not wearing his iconic sunglasses. I mean, you wouldn't be tell that Wesker. And this guy in between Wesker and Jill, I have no idea who that is. So let's move on, shall we? And this is supposed to be Lisa Trevor. Okay. We got information here. Here on the thing. Okay. Okay. So the characters are Wesker, Richard Eichen. Okay. So that was supposed to be Richard. Oh, we got Lisa Trevor here. Now, I'll give the movie credit for this. Lisa looks pretty good for what she is. Looks very disfigured and creepy. And they might expand on her character a bit more, which would be nice because she was one of the best elements in the Resident Evil 1 remake. Very creepy, a new element that nobody saw coming. Very interesting. One of them will get other things from the remake, like the redhead zombies. Uh, we'll probably get the other monsters, like the giant snake, the plant 42. Not sure we'll see giant spiders or whatnot. I mean, if I didn't see them, that's fine with me. I don't really care for that. But yeah, get a little bit from the director. Let's see if I can find it right quick. And he's basically talking about how he didn't feel that the Paul W.S. Anderson Resident Evil movies weren't really Resident Evil, which I can understand as I've reviewed them, and they don't feel like Resident Evil movies. They feel like just them in name only, and it's basically a glorified action-filled fan fiction that makes no sense. And yeah, let's go in the cat. I see. Find ways. I'm having a little trouble finding where the part where he talked about his casting choice. But for the sake of saving time, I believe he basically said that the reason why why he wasn't focused on getting the characters to look accurate to their game counterparts, was because he didn't want to fall into that trap of directors choosing actors based on looks and not upon talent and whether or not they can portray the characters properly. And to my argument is, I mean, your heart's in the right place, but a great director would be finding actors who both look like the characters and can actually act and portray them. And that's just going off on the premise that you're actually writing these characters how they were in the games and being faithful to the source material. Now, from an aesthetic standpoint, for like the setting and a few of the monsters, it seems like you're going in the right direction. My problem is that you could have done better with the casting, and I don't think you should be trying to mix Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2 story into one film. Unless it's going to be a lot longer, which I doubt it is, because this is supposed to be a low-budget film. But yeah, I honestly think he could have done a better job with some of the casting of these characters, like with Leon, Jill, and Wesker. I mean, Wesker probably get a pass. Like maybe you give him a way that's more familiar with how he looks in the games, and have him wear his iconic sunglasses all the time. But Jill and Leon, that'd be hard to sell because you would just have to recast him. Maybe keep the guy, even though he's in. I mean, if you want to have the ending guy, he could probably be a new character or whatever. If you were going to be so adamant the race swapping, you probably, at the very least, you could at least make him Carlos, because you could probably pass off for that, even though I don't condone that. But that's pretty much all I had to say. Everything else is just about him going to the rest of these characters, and how he's trying to go with a more horror themed tone with these Resident Evil movies, which is good because the original trilogy of Resident Evil was very survival horror. You could also argue to some extent that was with Resident Evil 4, even though it leaned more into action. Then again, same could be said for Resident Evil 3, that was a little bit more action focused in the previous two games. But I think I pretty much said everything I needed to. You guys let me know what you think of this casting. Are you okay with this, or do you think they should have tried a bit harder to be more accurate to the video games? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll catch you guys later.